What's up, guys? Average Kiwi Guy here. How y'all doing? And this is the best stuff from Microsoft E3 2018 press conference. I gotta say, Microsoft tends to do quantity over quality a lot of the time. They want to get the most trailers, the most announcements, the most everything. And this year was no exception. They had a lot to show. They had about they said there was like 50 actual trailers shown, or 50 games shown, but I think a bulk of that comes in the Xbox ID spot, which is their indie section, where they just like freaking montage bloody indie games so fast that you can barely keep up with it. um but I will say there is actually some good stuff here. Though I would say a lot of it is more next year than this year. Just from what I could see, and I think a lot of E3 is actually at that point this year. I think we kind of know the stuff that's coming out, the end of this year. But we got a seems like a very good year next year. So first up was Halo Infinite, which is basically Halo 6. From everything we can tell, everyone that with thing when it first came up, I thought it was actually they were like making something, wasn't Halo 6 but something else. I was like, holy shit, is this going to be like a Halo Battle Royale or something like that? And when I thought about it more, I actually kind of got a little excited for a Halo Battle Royale. Just saying. Just saying, like, yeah, and it'd have to be like on the quality of Halo, like shooting wise and all that, but maybe someday, But I think there's something else will come along for that. But yeah, Halo 6, Halo Infinite, it was more of like a tech demo really for their new engine, Slipspace. It's good to see a new engine. I always like when they, you see these publishers and developers, go step up into a new engine. I always see a lot of like the Frostbite engine and all that, and how good that's doing, and how good it makes stuff look. And I think Halo's needed an upgrade for a little while now, so that's cool to see. I haven't been psyched for a Halo game really since 3. So yeah, we'll see on that one. See if they can come up with anything. It's been a while. It's been a while for Halo, so that was kind of cool to see. And then we had Ori, basically Ori 2, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I liked Ori and the Blind Forest. It was a beautiful game. Played really well. Just the scenes they set was amazing, and then the music on top of it was really nice. I think it's just gonna be more of the same here. I think it's gonna be more of the same sort of. It looked like the actual like sort of gameplay combat with Ori looked a lot of much like they had like actual like ranged attacks and things like that. They had a little more fight in it this time than Ori in the Blind Forest. So that was kind of cool. Uh, then one that I'm actually kind of excited for, Sekiro: The Shadows Die Twice. The new game from Software. That was a bit of a coup for Xbox, getting that first over Sony. Sony's normally got their thumb down on From Software. They normally can get their stuff before many others do. I'm pretty sure this was teased at the Gaming Awards. That From Software was like, oh, we're working on something new. It's coming, sort of thing. And this was it. So it looks badass. Looks really cool. Got that, I thought it was Neo. I thought it was Neo 2 or something, but it's something different. It's got that real samurai feel to it, and I love that stuff. The enemies look badass. Like there's this big guy with this big sword, and he like freaking vomited on his sword to make it poison and all that. The combat looks actually a lot more quicker than what Dark Souls is, but it looks more like on the lines of Bloodborne type thing. It's got that type of sort of fluid combat. It has grapple hooks and stuff. I don't know if you can use the grapple hooks in combat, but that'd be really cool if you could. They had like a boss, like sort of mounted combat with a boss and stuff, but you weren't on a horse or anything, but the boss was, so that was cool. The bosses looked awesome. That's all I'll say. So I'm digging that. It's typical like From Software game, which is like dark and dreary, and like it's gonna have that like Dark Souls punishing gameplay. But no, I'm excited for that. It looks really really cool. Um, Definitely something I would check out. Uh, Fallout 76 was there. They sort of showed off a trailer. We'll probably get more into Fallout 76 in the Bethesda one, and I'm going to do a video for it once we find out all the details and stuff. Then we got something from the guys who make Life is Strange. This sort of about a young boy with this, sort of a single dad, and he's, got a big imagination, rocket ships, like it's typical kid stuff. It look quite nice, look quite cool, but like, if you play Life is Strange and all that, it's gonna have some heavy moments. It's gonna have some real emotional moments, and it's actually gonna be free in June. Now I don't know if this is gonna be like a small little experience thing, or it's gonna actually be like first episode free, then you get then you pay for the rest. I'm not sure, but I mean, if you loved Life is Strange and stuff like that, I think you'll probably like this one. It's got that sort of feel to it. I do not know if it links into Life is Strange in any way. It's just said in the universe of Life is Strange. That was it. So I don't know if these characters are related in any way or anything, but yeah, it looked sweet, looked cool. I quite like Life is Strange. So that was all right. Obviously we had Crackdown 3, like the forever ending development of Crackdown 3. And I swear, like, the more and more I see this game, the older and older it gets. It does feel a couple years old now, which is not a good thing for a new game coming out. And it's coming out on probably one of the worst months it could possibly come out next year, which is February. And February has just turned into, like, just a messy month. A messy month, especially the 22nd, because there's a game that's coming up that's coming out on the 22nd, along with Anthem and along with Days Gone. So it's gonna be and it's a good thing, but it's gonna be a rough February. So that's the thing. But Crackdown 3, I mean, it just reminds me of Saints Row a lot, like especially Saints Row 4 with the superpowers and stuff. I don't know. I mean, they had Terry Crews boosting this. I mean, if it's like literally if Terry Crews is in the game boosting you up, then maybe it'll be kind of a cool game. But I'm not probably gonna be checking it out. It's just something that's not for me, I don't think. And I think there's something else coming out around that time too that I'm more interested in. So yeah. Metro Exodus, that's the one that's coming out on February 22nd with Anthem and with Days Gone. I loved the last Metro game. I thought it was fantastic. I like the world. I love the whole thing about it. And I love now that it's sort of up on the surface now, bigger areas. The enemies look really cool. They sort of showed you in one zone and stuff like that. And obviously, I think by the looks of it, you do a zone, then you jump back up on the train, and the train takes you further on and stuff. They showed a bit of like the gun, like you could sort of modify your gun on the run and stuff like that. That was cool. It was a cool trailer. I liked it a lot. And I'm actually excited for Metro Exodus. I just wish it wasn't coming out on the 22nd. Really? February 22nd? You couldn't have picked any other day. Like, a bit earlier, even like a month later would have been great. No, you're going to go on the 22nd, so. It's all good. It's all good. We'll figure it out. Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, we'll probably talk about this more at probably the Square Enix, and if the Square Enix doesn't have as much, probably be the Sony one. I'd say Sony will have quite a bit. But Kingdom Hearts 3 showed off the Frozen world, so Elsa and all that. It's just like we just need to get a hold of this, And they actually, Square Enix released last night that it's going to be the release date, which is the January 29th, 2019. So, again, leading into February, it's going to be so busy. So, at least it's got a release date now. We know it's coming. We'll finally get our hands on it. That's the big thing. But, the world they showed, the Frozen world and all that looked really cool. They sort of delved a little more into the story of Kingdom Hearts and all that. Obviously, all the new characters are going to be cool too. Forza Horizon 4. I mean, I'm not into car games. I've been into a car game for a long time. Really since like the early Need for Speed Undergrounds and stuff like that. Forza Horizon is supposed to be one of the better ones. They do a little bit of crazier stuff than the other Forza game, the more traditional one. Uh, they showed off that it's going to be a shared open world where you'll see a whole bunch of players driving around, so that's kind of cool. They showed that it had seasons, more cars, stuff like that. That's coming out October 2nd. So if you're into that stuff, cool. Then we had Division 2. We'll probably talk about this more in the Ubisoft one, which is tomorrow. It just looked like more of the Division. Like, I need to see something a heck of a lot more than just what I saw. Like, the fact that they just changed cities. I got very tired of Division very quickly. I think, like, everyone did. So, yeah, they're gonna have to change a lot of stuff on that one. We'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, they showed a trailer. I will say, like, the detail in Lara has definitely gone down over the past few games. Like, I remember, like, remember the first new Tomb Raider, right? They boasted about the graphics and stuff, and they had, like, that superhero mode and all the rest of it. It feels like through each iteration that's come out after that, the sort of the graphical quality's gone down a little bit. I do like this rebooted series of Tomb Raider games. I really do. So I'm kind of excited for this one. September 14th, it's coming out. They just showed more of the areas that she's going into. Like, apparently there's like a leopard area. I think it was a leopard or a jaguar area with like, she has like a muddle over her. Like, she can camouflage and stuff. More Tomb Raiding stuff they showed us. It's Tomb Raider. It's Tomb Raider. We know it. You know, all the rest of it. We might see a little more at the Square Enix one tomorrow morning, which is really early for me. But yeah, we've known this is coming for a long time. We've seen some trailers too, so wasn't a surprise. Session, which is like a skateboard game. I don't know if it's gonna have like other, like rollerblades and bikes and stuff like that. I have no idea, but there was a guy riding around on a skateboard. And then everyone got disappointed because it wasn't Skate 4. But it's still a skateboard game, so I don't know. It's a new IP anyway, I'm pretty sure. Devil May Cry 5. I'm actually really excited for this one. I'm all into that sort of, spectacle fighter, hack and slash, crazy, over-the-top battles with awesome music behind it. I was into that. It looked really cool. Nero with his robot arm and stuff like that. And a little bit of hint of Dante at the end, which was cool. So... Nah, it looked cool. I'm definitely checking that one out. It's coming out spring of 2019. Yeah, that was a nice touch. And it was nice seeing the developer like really excited about making this this one, because it's been like 10 years really since this series of Devil May Cry, because they did not want to say anything about DMC in this one. They did not want to say anything about DMC, so clearly that has been forgotten, and moving on with the series. So nah, it looked cool. It looked really cool. And the bosses look great too. And the fighting and all that looks sweet. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. Cuphead's getting some DLC, not till 2019, but I understand that because of how much work it goes into making those animations and stuff. It's insane. So they're getting a DLC with a new isle, with new bosses and new weapons and stuff. And also a new character, Lady Chalice. I think she was called. Comes from that legendary Chalice. If you play Cuphead, you know what I mean. She's gonna be a character too, so that's kind of cool. I like that. Then probably the most anime game you've ever seen. It was a fighting game by the looks of it called Jump Force. I think it's all the Shonen Jump sort of IP is gonna be in it. It was this 3D CGI type trailer, which made some of them look really weird. Like Goku was in it and it looked really weird. They had Naruto, they had Luffy from One Piece, and they had Frieza and Goku from Dragon Ball Z. And then right at the end, they had Light and Ryuk from Death Note. So I think it's basically take every Shonen Jump IP that they got that's going to be in this game. I think that's what it's going to be. So I probably might check it out because it looks pretty crazy. It looks pretty crazy. And it was just weird. It was very weird. Dying Light 2, that's getting a sequel that looked kind of cool. Dying Light's probably the only zombie game that I'm kind of interested in. It's because it's got that cool parkour stuff. It looked cool. They sort of showed off a decision making mechanic that's in it now, that will affect the city that you're in, and they sort of did an example with a water tower and how if you give it to the peacekeepers, they'll make your city safer, but they're like really hard on their citizens, like freaking hangings and beatings and stuff. So maybe they're not so good to deal with. But if you give it to the guys who'll sell on the black market, you'll get more stuff, but you bring in the gangs and all that because of the whole black market thing. It looked cool. I didn't mind it at all. Battletoads is coming back. Battletoads, if you're into Battletoads, I don't think I ever was, but that's a thing that's coming back. So yeah. Just Cause 4, we knew that was coming. That was always going to be a thing. Apparently you can ride a tornado now. I haven't really gotten to Just Cause. It just wasn't my thing. But I guess if they go batshit crazy, it'll be fine. Then all the Gears stuff. There was a pop gear, pop Funko, the little bobblehead things that I'm making a game for mobile. There's a tactics game for Gears coming out. Gears of War. It's a bit like XCOM and all that, so that looked kind of cool. I might check that out when it comes out. And then Gears of War 5. I'm not been into Gears of War, so I can't speak to the story or anything. I had no idea what was going on, but it looked kind of interesting. Some guys that I know that are really into Gears of War said it looked a lot more interesting than what Gears of War 4 was. So that's a promising sign. And then the big coup de grace at the end. The big coup de grace. Cyberpunk 2077. A very CD Projekt Red way of sort of showing it. There was some hidden stuff in before the trailer got shown, like codes for freaking Witcher 3 Game of the Year edition were hidden in the codes and stuff. There was like a secret message in it. There was a Q&A in it. Like people were going on about a server. It was crazy. It was crazy and awesome, and that trailer was badass looking. It was all cinematic, but it was like in-game, I think, cinematic looking. The city looks amazing. The whole stuff like that. They kind of described, they sort of showed this character, either V or 5. It just had a capital V, so I'm not sure. It looked phenomenal. It looked really, really cool. So I've been looking forward to Cyberpunk ever since they dropped that first trailer. And I've loved the Witcher series. So I knew once they finished up with Witcher 3 enough, they'll come back with Cyberpunk, and we'll get it. But I don't think this thing's gonna be out till like at least 2020. I really don't. I don't think it's gonna be anything till at least 2020. Which is a bit of a shame, but good things come to those who wait, I think it'll be worth the wait in the end. And yeah, I mean, Microsoft, Xbox, they did a good job. It was definitely quantity, and it was well paced. I will say it was quite well paced. They were like, boom trailer, boom trailer, boom trailer, boom trailer. And then when you felt like, okay, I'm a little like exhausted with all these trailers, we need a little bit of a break here. Boom, they put a break in. They started talking about like the Game Pass and stuff like that, just little service stuff, and then boom, back into the trailers again, and away they went. And they kind of spread all the high points and stuff quite well through it. They really did. They did a good job there. So congrats Microsoft, you did a good job. Definitely better than EA, but that's not very hard. Now I don't think Microsoft really can. I don't think they can win E3 in any way. And if there is a winning E3, normally Nintendo does that. They just like say, boom, Pokemon, and they win. But I don't know. But yeah. All right, guys, that's going to be it for us. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. We're going to be all over E3, just checking out all the press conferences. I'm going to pick and choose games that I really like that we'll talk about and all that. And then all these quick wrap ups of the press conferences and stuff like that, all the best parts. and all that. And yeah, just, go check out the channel, see if there's anything you like on there. If you did, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. We're pushing for that 1,000. It'd be really cool to hit that. And yeah. All right, guys, catch us later. Peace. Bye.